Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're working on this cracked up Moto G 5G phone. It's the 2023 version, and yeah, it's got quite the crack screen. That's about all, really. Although I have noticed that the lenses, although they are not cracked, they do have some nasty scratches on them. So that's what we're doing this episode. I've got the screen here, and it's not just a screen replacement. We're doing a full-fledged frame replacement, as you can see. That is my preference. It is so much easier, so much less complicated to do a screen replacement with the frame than it is just a screen replacement. There's so much more adhesive you have to worry about, and making sure that the phone is still waterproof afterwards, and making sure that the screen has stuck down properly, and sometimes the adhesive that comes with isn't always as good. But if it's already been done in advance, it solves a lot of problems. So to begin with, we're going to just turn this phone off. That's not really a necessity, but I'd like to do it. To begin with, I'm pretty sure I've got to heat up this back to take the back off. We also need to take out the SIM tray. Let's just get that out of there immediately so we've got that sorted and we don't end up destroying it by mistake. Now, sometimes these backs just pop right off, but I don't get that sense from this one in particular. So let's try immediately just heating this up with the heat gun. So I like to heat up the entire phone first, get a bunch of heat into it, and then once it's up to temperature, then we can move on to getting that alcohol in there and getting it lifted. Now, if there's any of these tools in this video that you would like to purchase for yourself, you can find my Amazon affiliate links in the video description, which you can find below. Okay, that's hot to the touch. Maybe even slightly hotter than the touch. Oh, that's bizarre. It's like pouched out slightly. What the? It pouched out slightly. So I don't know how well this is going to work trying to get underneath there. I might even be wrong about this method. I'm wondering if maybe I should take a look online just to see how other people have opened up this particular model of phone before. I did manage to get that card in. Man, is that back ever weird. Seems this is the way. It comes away from the frame very easily since it's not just plastic, it's about the lightest plastic I've ever worked with for a phone. It's so thin, look at it. It's just, yeah. Why didn't they just switch over to clips and be done with it? This is just pathetic. I'm not even using alcohol to get this open. Usually there's so much alcohol involved, primarily because you're trying to prevent yourself from breaking. But this isn't going to break. It just bends so easily. It does seem like there is some adhesive that is going around the lens. I might need to use a little bit of heat around the lens to get this to move. Yeah, you know what? It's just that easy. I'm going to dribble some alcohol right around the edges, and that should hopefully make it easier to get this peeled away. There we go. That frame's off. I'm going to have to make myself a new adhesive seal because I don't have a pre-made one, unfortunately. I would really like to replace those lenses, though. That is just sad looking. They are so badly scratched up. They have the look of almost being plastic. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy some new lenses for this. That's just terrible looking. So next we just got to get these screws out. Just got a few here, one there and there, and some down here as well. They should be pretty quick and easy to get out. And it's likely the only screws left in the phone. And then that whole shell, that frame is going to pull away from the screen after this. Now, before I continue, I'm just going to take another gander, make sure that there isn't another tray that is being left behind. There is not. Okay. Okay, I got all the screws out. But I think I'm going to remove that glue, that old adhesive that's remaining first before I move on, just to get that out of the way. It should pull up relatively easily, I think. It's the driest adhesive that I've ever dealt with. It's quite odd. Still have to get that battery out, and that battery may be a nightmare to get out. I've had experiences before with their batteries being a royal pain to get out. Like usual, they're making it annoying because of the fact that they've got a cable connected to the frame like that. Let's get the power disconnected, batteries disconnected, and all the other little giblets here. Something just to remember there, It shouldn't be a problem because the cables are at a particular length, but that black one, it goes up top like that, up around there. In this grayish white one, this needs to go down below. Oh, there is one motherboard screw down there. Not even a particular color, nor has a ring. That's not going to be confusing at all. Sometimes this is glued down, the charge board. I don't see any screws holding it in place, so I think that's the case for this one too. That it's being held in. Either it's being held in by snaps or it's being held in with glue. I should be able to loosen it up with just with my plastic spudger. Okay, no glue. Now let's get ourselves in on that battery. Only way that I know of getting the battery out is to use alcohol. Some isopropyl alcohol can really do the trick. Now as you go, you can just lift up a little bit. If you are uncomfortable using the metal spudger like that, it's not sharp, so it should be okay if you're really gentle. But if you're worried about it, you could try using a pick instead, if you can get one in, and you just lift, put it into that little gap. Once you find one, you just lift slowly. You can break these. So I'm just lifting super lightly. It's just a little bit, and I'm waiting to hear the suction sound, like that tape sound being split, and you can already hear it a little bit. So it is working. It is coming up slowly. Just got to be patient. I might end up having to use one of those plastic cards there to get underneath the battery so I can push away at the adhesive underneath, because this isn't working too well. It's a very large battery and they have a lot of adhesive underneath it, probably more than they really need. I think we're getting there. It makes the spookiest of noises as you're doing this. There we go. Nice. So this right here is for the screen. This is the cable for the daughter board. Arrow is pointing towards the main board. I think I should just be able to peel this up easily enough. Yes. There we go. I can see why I had difficulties getting from behind here. See if I can reuse that, or if I need to. I should be able to get those cables out now. Let's see how easy this motor is to get out. Put a little drop of alcohol right here. The motor, I'm pretty sure, is just sitting there. It is. So it's just a matter of getting underneath those pads. They've got a little spot, like a little notch right here. I might be able to get underneath there using that. Yes. There you go. I think this is the earpiece right here. And I'm going to have to figure out how to get that out because they didn't leave it in. Oh, it's not pressed in too hard. I should be okay. Considering that it's connected to the back of the motherboard, it makes a lot of sense that it shouldn't be overly difficult to get out. I can see the back of it. Maybe I can lift it up from the back. Oh, it's dirty. Okay. Oh, I can lift the whole thing out now. You see? But this is being held down right here. If I put a little drop of alcohol, it'll loosen up all the adhesive underneath those two pins, and I should be able to lift it away relatively easily. As long as there isn't any iron filing sand in there, I should be okay. There we go. Got that out. Look at it. Oh, it's so dirty. That cleaned up pretty good. Let's start putting the parts all into the new screen right now. That seems like a wise choice while I still have my mind on it. We do have to test the screen as well before we go too deep into the repair. Okay, let's get the motherboard in. I'm not going to be connecting a whole lot up. I just need enough in here to give it a test. Unfortunately, I think I need to put... This is frustrating. I got to put pretty much the whole back cover back on in order to... Well, maybe not. Maybe I could just press the button itself. I get the button button connector in. That's all I really need. Let's see if that's enough. Okay, there's the screen. Get this in. Now, I'm not sure if I need to connect the charge board, the daughter board there, but I'm going to see if this is enough to get it started so we can test that screen. Oh, there was also something else that I forgot to put in. There's the power buttons right there. Ugh, I've messed up. That's what's happened. Okay, let's see what's missing. We got the buttons missing. This is here. It looks like there is some sort of... it almost feels like thermal paste on those spots there. I can see a little bit there as well. Let's get that power button moved over. There we go. Nice. I might need to put some rubberized glue just to get this adhered properly, because it's just floating around like that, you see. I don't think I need the fingerprint reader for this to work, so let's try it without it. Okay, let's see if this works for the power button. So far, so good. So let's just make sure everything is working as it's supposed to, and hurry up before it completely runs out of battery or destroys the battery, something stupid like that. Just looking for dead spots. If my finger disconnects while I'm doing this, it indicates that there is a dead spot in the digitizer. The screen itself also looks very good. I don't see any blemishes. Looks good. Great. Let's get this taken back apart. I'm going to put some thermal paste into the back of that motherboard, and we can go from there. Now there is a screw that needs to go into here. It's the only silver screw in the whole phone. And that's going to go right here, just to the left of the 3.5 millimeter jack. Very good. If you put one of the other screws in, it's very likely that it'll break the screen, so you really don't want that. Those cables will stay flat once the battery is in. Just a random thing as I'm doing the test here. You hear this that sound there when that haptic thing when you press the button? If you watch this, there's the Taptic motor. Such a small thing, and it creates such a nice effect. So everything else, as far as I can tell, is working exactly as it's supposed to be. I haven't put the speaker back in yet, but we'll do that in a sec. Now, my recommendation is always plug the power in first, and then you can drop your battery in. This makes sure that it fits properly. Not so much of a big problem with the Android devices. I find a lot of times they fit in relatively well. Not always, but most of the times it's a good fit. But with the iPhones, it's a very different story. Now I'm noticing the power buttons here, they have almost no adhesive left. So I am going to have to add a little bit of adhesive just to keep it stuck down. So let's do that now. Doesn't need a whole lot, just a little drizzle. It might just pop off on its own in a moment. I'm not going to worry about that for now. If it does, I'm just going to stick it back down. In the meantime, we got to get these other things all put into their proper place, including this speaker right here. That just goes down here. Should just pop into place like that, and then I just need to put in screws for it. But that coincides with putting this frame in, so we're going to do that next. Power button's popping up again. Let's just push it back down again. Then when I put this on top, it'll hold it in place when this goes back on top. Then I won't have to worry about it. Guess what I'm forgetting? I put the battery already in. If those antennas are not installed, guess what happens? It's something terrible. No cellular connection. So I've really messed up here. I got to get that battery out, and I may have completely destroyed the adhesive. Like, it might come up. I didn't push it down too hard. At least, oh, thank goodness I didn't push it down too hard. But that is so frustrating. It only stuck in a few spots because I hadn't pushed down at all. Well, I had a little bit, but yeah. So, oh, what a novice thing to do. I feel like such a noob. So I'm going to start off first with connecting it to the daughter board. Once I have it there, then I can feed it on through where it's supposed to go. Okay, I just got to put this shield back in. This is going to be fiddly. Let's try from this side first. I'm not even sure why they even have this here. Maybe it's to protect the cables from the battery. I don't see the point in it, but there's one possible reason. Okay, that should be good. That's all fed in properly. Now we can put the battery in again. Ugh. I'm happy it didn't take, it wasn't stuck down that badly. That would have been really bad. Okay, let's start off first. Well, I just had a thought. I don't want to go any further on this one. I am going to put it aside I'll mark what this is, but I'm going to put this aside because I want to replace these lenses. They're so badly scratched up, and it's such an inexpensive part. So I'm going to put in an order for that part, and they'll be in like probably a day or two from now. So I looked all over the place for lenses for this phone, and apparently because it's just came out like basically last year, it's too new of a phone. So I had to just go with the somewhat more expensive part of getting a new frame. And to be honest, it is going to look a little bit nicer regardless. It's going to look a little cleaner. It's not beat up anymore or anything like that. So there is definitely some benefits to getting the new frame. I am going to need to transfer over the power button, not the power button. I think this is the fingerprint sensor, and less so the power button. Let's get that out. It should come out relatively easily. It should just be, it's not even pinned in there. I think it's just basically just pressure fitted in. Just like that. It's that easy. It's got a little bit of dirt around the edges. It's not bad though. It's nice that they put little caps on those because while I'm working on this, I'm getting my fingers all over the place. I really don't want to get, I really don't want to get that dirty, those camera lenses. Then I'd have to clean it up, you know? So this works well for me. Now I think I just press it in. There's just some clips. And it goes behind those clips. It's not even actually clipped in. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh, that's annoying. I gotta transfer over the volume buttons. I was fully expecting the volume buttons to just be there. I guess not. Now let's get that volume button out. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's just clipped in. Here, there it is. Okay, pretty easy. Nice. Well, if there's one thing I can say about this phone, new screen, new shell, this is a refurbished phone now. It's an officially refurbished phone. This thing's going to look brand new once I get the screws in and get the back on. The only difference is that the back is not, like, I don't think it's perfect. Oh, it's not bad at all. It's pretty clean. It's going to look pretty much new. There we go. Look how beautifully clean those are. And I think I'm going to have to, I know I need to put in new adhesive. There's no question about that. And it will need to go not just around the edges, but also around the camera lens as well. I'm not going to show that. It's just going to clip right to there. So there we go. We got that in place. Final bit that I need to do is I need to put a little bit of waterproofing by putting a little bit of rubberized glue in just in the corners. Before I even do that, I just want to do one last test, make sure it still turns on. Yeah, it turns on. Of course it does. I might have to put some clamps on this to keep it in place. I am not a fan of this super light. Like, it's easy to get off, but it feels super low quality. But that's it, guys. That is all there is to it. Let's just peel this wonderfully off. Oh yeah. That's looking real clean. I do definitely need to put some clamps on the back. It's not peeling or anything. I'm just concerned. Very mildly, just a little bit concerned. So I'm going to do that. So that's really is all there is to this video, guys. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.